The vast darkness of space was calm around the small alien patrol ship. It moved slowly near the planet Veranoon, its bright blue and green surface glowing softly under distant stars. Aboard the ship, Queen Arva sat on her throne. She was the proud leader of the Thalkar Empire, strong and wise alien race known for their courage and honor. Arva's eyes were heavy with worry. Her ship had suffered damage in a fierce battle. Her crew was small and injured. The enemy, called the Zarkon Swarm, was like nothing she'd ever seen. They were savage creatures, fast, endless in number, hungry for destruction. Veranine was her colony, her people's home. If she lost it, it would be a disaster. The Zarkon were already tearing through the planet's cities and farms, leaving ruin behind. She had sent her best soldiers to fight, but they were overwhelmed. Now, only a handful remained. The weight of failure pressing on her shoulders. But she refused to give up. Arva stood and looked at the stars beyond the ship's window. "We need help," she whispered to herself. Her pride as a queen made this hard. Asking for help meant admitting defeat, but sometimes even the strongest need allies. Arva moved to the ship's communication console. She typed a secret code, one used long ago by her ancestors, to call for aid from ancient friends. The message was simple, but urgent. Vera 9. Under attack by Zarkon Swarm, Queen Arva requests immediate assistance. All forces lost. Colony at risk. It's far away, on a blue planet called Earth. The message arrived. Major Daniel Cross was sitting quietly in a small room, surrounded by walls, covered with maps and old medals. His hair was graying, and lines marked his face, showing years of tough battles. Daniel was once the leader of Earth's Special Forces, trained to fight unknown enemies in secret wars across the galaxy. He had retired. But the alert from space brought back old memories. The message from Queen Arva's ship was clear. Help was needed. And Daniel knew the Zarkon Swarm. They were one of the deadliest threats known to many planets. Without wasting time, Daniel stood up and walked to the main room where Earth's leaders were gathered. "The Queen's crew is in trouble," he said firmly. "We can't ignore this. If Veranon falls, the whole region of space becomes unsafe. We must act." The leaders looked uncertain. Earth had grown peaceful after many years of peace. Some did not want to send soldiers far away to risk war. But Daniel's words moved them. They remembered how humans once helped others in dark times. After long debate, they agreed to send a team Earth's best fighters to answer the call. Daniel quickly gathered his old squad. They were known as Project Titan, a group of elite soldiers trained in different skills. Each had unique talents and a deep love for their planet. There was Jade, sniper with cybernetic eyes that could see through the thickest smoke and darkness. She was calm and focused, never missing a target. Omar was a giant of a man, wearing a powerful mech suit that made him almost unstoppable in battle. His strength and courage inspired the team. Lina was the hacker, small and quick, able to control drones and machines with just a few taps on her tablet. She could slip into enemy systems like a ghost. Finally, Bear was the demolitions expert, a tough soldier with a heart of gold. He loved to blow things up, but cared deeply for his friends. They met at the secret military base, where the new starship Ironwell waited. It was fast, heavily armed, and built for tough missions far from Earth. Daniel looked at the faces of his team. "We're not just going to save a planet," he told them. "We're going to show the galaxy that Earth still matters. That humans can protect not only their home, but others too." The team nodded, ready for the challenge. As Iron Will lifted off from Earth's surface, Daniel stared out the window at the shrinking blue world. He felt a mix of hope and worry. This mission could change everything. Meanwhile, aboard the damaged ship near Veranine, Queen Arvas's crew was preparing for the worst. The Zarkon were closing in fast, their sharp claws and mandibles scratched the metal hull. The ship's alarms rang loudly. Arva moved among her crew, giving orders and encouragement. She was a leader born for war, but she also showed care for her people. "Hold your positions," she said. "Help is coming. We must survive until then." Suddenly, the hall shook violently as the enemy broke through one of the outer doors. The surviving soldiers fought fiercely, but they were tired and few. Just when all seemed lost, a powerful blast struck the swarm from above. The Iron Will had arrived. The human soldiers dropped from the sky in armored pods, landing right in the middle of the battlefield. Explosions and gunfire filled the air. The humans fought with skill and precision. Pushing back the endless swarm, Jade's sniper shots found the enemy's weak points. Omar crushed attackers under his mech's heavy feet. Lina controlled drones to protect the team and hack enemy sensors. Bear threw explosives that scattered the swarm like leaves in the wind. Queen Arve watched in awe. But she had heard stories about Earth's fighters, but seeing them in action was different. These humans did not fear death. They fought with heart and honor. When the last wave of Zarkon was pushed back, the ship's crew gathered together. Arva stepped forward and bowed her head slightly. "Thank you, warriors of Earth," she said quietly. "You have saved my people." Daniel smiled. "We fight for what is right. And today, that includes you." The battle was won for now. But the war was not over. The Zarkon swarm was only the beginning of a bigger danger that hid beneath Veronine's surface. Both Earth soldiers and the alien queen knew they had to prepare for what came next. Together, a new alliance was born. One that could change the fate of the galaxy forever. The stars shone bright over the war-torn planet, Veronone. Smoke rose from the ruins of once beautiful cities, and the sound of distant explosions echoed across the land. But now, hope had arrived. Major Daniel Cross and his team, Project Titan, stood on the surface, their boots sinking into the soft alien soil. Around them, the thick jungle stretched for miles, hiding dangers they had yet to face. Yet their faces were steady, filled with determination. Queen Arve met them near the landing zone. She was still wounded from the battle, her purple skin marked with bruises, but her eyes shone with fierce pride. "Welcome to Veronine," she said, her voice strong. "You have already saved my ship and crew. Now we must save my home." Daniel nodded. "We're ready. Tell us what we're facing." Arva led them to a large holographic map. The colony was spread across several cities, many already destroyed, but the greatest threat was underground. "The Zarkon swarm is not acting alone," Arve explained. "Deep beneath the surface lies the Hive Core, a rogue artificial intelligence controlling the swarm. It's a machine of destruction, created by an ancient enemy of my people. If we do not stop it, the Zarkon will destroy this entire world, and then move on to others." Jade, the cybernetic sniper, studied the map carefully. "An AI controlling the swarm? That's dangerous. We'll need to cut off its control to stop the attacks." Lina nodded. "I can try to hack into their systems, but we'll need to get close." Omar cracked his knuckles, his mech suit worry. "Softly, and let's get moving. I'm ready to punch through whatever stands in our way." Bear smiled, tightening his explosives belt. "Let's blow those bugs back to wherever they came from." Daniel raised his hand to silence the group. "We're not just fighting bugs. We're fighting for a future. Stay sharp. Stay together." Team moved out, their weapons ready and their senses alert. The jungle was thick and dark, filled with strange sounds. The air smelled of wet earth and danger as they advanced. Small groups of Zarkon emerged from hidden tunnels and cracks. They attacked with sharp claws and acid sprays, but the humans fought back with precision and teamwork. Jade took her sniper rifle and picked off enemies from afar. Omar used his mech's heavy fists to smash through the swarm. Lina controlled drones that flew around, zapping the attackers with electric bolts. Bear threw grenades that exploded, sending waves of the swarm flying. The battle was fierce but short. The team pressed on, deeper into the jungle. Suddenly the ground shook violently. The trees swayed as a massive creature burst from the soil. It was a Zarkon king, a giant monster with multiple eyes and claws the size of swords. Arva stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "We must stop it before it reaches the colony." Daniel smiled grimly. "Looks like we've got company." Team prepared for battle. Omar charged first, his mech slamming into the beast's legs. The giant roared, swinging claws that shattered trees and sent dirt flying. Jade climbed a nearby rock and took careful aim at the creature's many eyes. With a sharp shot, she blinded one, causing the beast to stagger. Lena directed drones too. Attack from behind, distracting the monster. Bear circled around, planting explosives near its feet. Daniel fought alongside Arva, using an alien energy blade she had given him. Their movements were swift and coordinated. With a final roar, Bear detonated the explosives. The ground shook, and the creature fell with a heavy crash. The jungle fell silent again. Breathing hard, the team regrouped. "That was close," Daniel said. "But this fight is far from over." Arva nodded. "The hive core lies further underground. We must find its entrance and destroy it before it sends more of these monsters." Jade scanned the area with her cybernetic eyes. "I'm detecting a tunnel entrance nearby, heavily guarded." The team moved cautiously toward the dark opening.
The air grew colder and thicker as they approached.
Strange sounds echoed from within. Lena tapped her tablet, preparing her hacking tools. "I'll try to cut off their sensors once we're inside. That will give us an advantage." As they entered the tunnel, darkness swallowed them. Their flashlights cut through the black, revealing walls covered in strange symbols and wires. Suddenly, the tunnel shook again. The walls cracked as more Zarkon poured from hidden doors. The battle inside the tunnel was brutal. The Zarkon fought fiercely, but the humans used every skill they had. Omar's mech suit smashed enemies aside, while Jade picked off attackers from the shadows. Lena's drones buzzed and zapped in every direction. Arva fought with fierce determination, her energy blade glowing bright against the swarm. She protected her allies with courage, after what felt like hours. The team reached a large chamber filled with machines and wires pulsating with light. This had to be the hive core's control. Lena connected her tablet to the main console, her fingers moving quickly. "I'm inside. I can try to shut down the control systems, but it won't be easy." Daniel stood guard, watching the dark tunnels for any signs of attack. Suddenly, an alarm blared. The hive core was waking up. The lights flickered, and a cold voice echoed through the chamber. "Intruders detected. Initiating defense protocol." From hidden doors, robotic sentries emerged, their metal bodies shining coldly. The team prepared for another fight, but this time, the enemy was different. These machines were fast, strong, and precise. Omar charged first, but one sentry grabbed, his mech arm squeezing it tight, and Jade fired quickly, destroying one, but more appeared. Lena worked feverishly to keep the system hacked. Trying to confuse the sentries, Arva fought at Daniel's side, blocking attacks and striking hard. Together, they pushed the machines back. Finally, with a loud explosion, Bear threw a grenade that shattered several sentries. The rest retreated, giving the team a moment to breathe. Lena smiled tiredly. "I managed to slow down the control system, but the hive core will fully activate soon." Daniel looked at Arva. "We need to destroy it completely." Arva nodded. "There is a powerful charge deep inside the hive core's heart. If we can plant it, we can end this threat." The team prepared to go deeper, knowing the danger would grow. As they moved forward, Daniel felt a new respect for Queen Arva. Despite her wounds and pain, she fought as if she had nothing to lose. He realized this mission was more than a fight for survival. It was a test of trust between two very different worlds. Together, humans and aliens faced the darkness beneath Veranoon, ready to fight for a future where both could live in peace. The air inside the underground tunnels was thick and cold. Daniel Cross could feel it press against his skin like a heavy blanket. The soft hum of machines echoed through the walls, mixing with the faint sounds of the distant Zarkon swarm. Team moved carefully, their weapons ready for the battles ahead. Queen Arve led the way, her energy blade glowing softly to light the path. Though wounded, she moved with the grace and strength of a true warrior. Her purple skin gleamed under the blade's light, and her sharp eyes scanned the darkness ahead. Behind her, Project Titan stayed close, Jade's cybernetic eyes scanned for traps. Omar's mech suit moved silently but powerfully. Lena's small drones flew in circles above, searching for threats. Bear carried his explosives and prepared for anything. "This place feels alive," Lena whispered. "Like the tunnels are watching us." Daniel nodded. "Stay alert. The hive core won't let us just walk in." They reached a large chamber filled with strange machines and wires that pulsed with blue light. The heart of the hive core, this, was the source of the Zarkon's control and their destruction. Lena moved forward and connected her tablet to the central console. "I'm going to try to hack the main system. If I can cut the control signal, the swarm will lose its strength." As she worked, the chamber shook violently. The walls trembled, and a deep, mechanical voice filled the room. "Unauthorized intrusion detected. Initiating defense protocol." Steel doors opened, releasing more robotic sentries. These machines were unlike anything the team had seen before, tall, sleek, and deadly. Their eyes glowed red as they moved toward the group. "Get ready," Daniel ordered. Omar charged first, his mech suit smashing into the closest sentry. The machine's metal body cracked under the blow, but it fired a laser from its arm. Omar barely dodged, sending a powerful punch that shattered the sentry's head. Jade fired her sniper rifle from the shadows, hitting weak points on the machines with precision. Her cybernetic vision made her deadly accurate. Lena controlled her drones, directing them to attack the sentries, sensors, and weapons. "I'm hacking their systems. Hold them off." Bear threw grenades that exploded in bursts of fire and smoke. The sentries were strong, but the team fought with skill and courage. Queen Arve moved like a shadow, her energy blades slicing through the metal bodies. She fought not just for her people, but for the new alliance forming before her eyes. The battle was fierce and long, but slowly the machines began to fall. Suddenly, the chamber's lights dimmed. The hive core was activating its final defense. Lena shouted, "The core is starting a self-destruct sequence. We have minutes before everything blows." Daniel looked at Arva. "We have to plant explosives at the core's heart." "Only way?" Arva nodded. "I will go with you." Jade, Omar, Lena, and Bear formed a protective circle around them. The two leaders moved deeper into the core's chamber. Passing glowing cables and powerful machines humming with energy, Arva's strength surprised Daniel. Even with her wounds, she moved fast and sure. Suddenly, an alarm blared again. From hidden vents, swarms of smaller Zarkon creatures poured in, crawling on walls and ceiling. Daniel and Arva fought side by side, back to back. Their weapons flashed in the dark as they cleared a path to the core. "I'm planting the charge," Arva said, attaching the explosive to a large reactor. Daniel covered her, shooting down enemies that rushed forward. "Charge set," Arva called out. They ran back toward their team, but the tunnels were collapsing. Rocks and debris fell around them. Jade and Omar led the way, smashing through obstacles. Lena hacked open locked doors. Bear covered the rear, throwing explosives. To stop the swarm from catching them, they burst out of the tunnel just as the ground exploded behind them. The hive core was destroyed. The Zarkon swarm lost their control. Their attack slowed and then stopped. Queen Arva looked to Daniel and smiled. "We did it together." Daniel nodded. "This is only the beginning, but it's a strong start." Now, they returned to the surface to find the skies clearing.
Colony
Was safe for now. A new hope was born. A hope that humans and aliens could stand together against any threat. The dust settled across the ruined tunnels beneath. Veranoon. The destruction of the hive core had stopped the Zarkon swarm's control for now. But danger was not over. Deep inside the shattered underground complex, something dark and powerful stirred on the surface. Queen Arva and Major Daniel Cross stood side by side, watching the twin suns set over the distant horizon. The colony's people began rebuilding, hopeful after days of fear and war. But the quiet was temporary. Lena's device beeped sharply. She looked at the screen, her brow furrowed. "The hive core was just the brain," she said. There's still a doomsday countdown running deep in the system. It's a self-destruct sequence. If it reaches 0, the entire planet will be destroyed. Daniel's eyes darkened. How much time? Less than 2 hours? Arva's jaw tightened. We must stop it. If we fail, Vera 9 will be gone. Thousands will die. The team gathered in the command center inside Arva's ship. Maps, data streams, and alarms filled the room. Daniel studied the readings. We have to split up. Some will defend the surface. Others must go back underground and stop the countdown. Omar slammed his fist on the table. I'm going underground. I want to smash that countdown. Whoa. Nodded, loading explosives. I'm with you. Let's finish this. Jade and Lena exchanged glances. We'll hold the surface, Jade said. Protect the colony from any last attacks. Daniel looked at Arva. You're going back with? Omar and Bear. She met his gaze steadily. I am the queen. I must stand with my people in their darkest hour. Daniel swallowed his worry. Then I go with you. We finish this together. The team prepared quickly. Omar suited up in his mech armor, ready for battle. Bear checked his explosives. Arva strapped on her energy blade. Daniel readied his rifle. Jade and Lena set up defensive positions on the surface, placing sensors and drones around the colony as the underground team descended into the dark tunnels. The air grew colder, heavier. The walls seemed to close in, pressing down on them. Stay alert, Daniel warned. The countdown might trigger traps or more enemies. The sound of ticking filled their kumza, a steady reminder of the time. Slipping away, they reached a deep chamber where a massive core glowed with ominous red light. The countdown timer burned on a large screen. 1 hour 15 minutes. The core's power was immense. Shaking the ground beneath their feet, Omar stepped forward. Let me handle this. He began smashing the core's outer casing with his mechs. Powerful fists. Sparks flew as the metal cracked. Suddenly, robotic defenders emerged, more advanced than before. Sleek and fast, they attacked with precision. Bear threw explosives to break their lines. While Daniel fired his rifle, taking down enemies with calm focus, Arva moved quickly, slicing through the defenders with her blade. Her fighting style was a dance, fierce, graceful, deadly as the battle raged. Lena's voice came through. Comes. Surface under attack. Zarkon remnants are trying to breach defenses. Jade responded calmly. We're holding. Keep them off for as long as you can. The underground team pressed on. Omar continued smashing the core, cracking it open bit by bit. Daniel and Arva moved deeper, searching for the control panel to stop the countdown. They found it guarded by a massive machine, a giant robotic sentinel standing between them and the controls. Arva raised her blade. I'll distract it. You get to the panel. The sentinel charged, its heavy footsteps shaking the chamber. Arva met its attack head-on, blocking powerful strikes and countering with quick slashes. Daniel sprinted toward the control panel, dodging debris and enemy fire. He reached the console and started hacking into the system. The countdown sped up 1 hour. 50 minutes. Daniel's fingers flew over the controls. Almost there. Just a few more seconds. Behind him, Arva fought fiercely, holding the Sentinel off with every move. Suddenly, Sentinel's arms smashed the wall near Daniel. Dust filled the air, blinding him briefly. He gasped but pushed on, determined to finish the hack. Finally, the screen blinked. The countdown slowed. Countdown stopped, Daniel said, relief flooding his voice. Arva nodded, breathing hard, but smiling. You did it. The Sentinel, now confused, faltered. Arva took the chance to strike its core, and the machine exploded in a shower of sparks. Outside, Jade and Lena watched as the last Zarkon attackers fell back. The colony's defenses held strong. The team reunited above ground. Tired, but victorious. Daniel looked at Arva. We stopped the countdown. The planet is safe. She smiled softly. Thanks to Earth's finest fighters. The twin suns rose, again painting the sky with gold and hope. The battle was over. But the friendship between human and alien had only just begun. The morning sun bathed the colony of Veranoon in a warm, golden light. After days of chaos and destruction, life was beginning to return. The people of the planet worked side by side with their new human allies, rebuilding homes, clearing rubble, and planting crops. The war with the Zarkon swarm was over, but the future was just beginning. Queen Arva stood on a raised platform in the center of the colony, her purple skin shining softly under the sunlight. She wore a simple robe, her usual royal armor set. Aside for this peaceful moment, round her gathered the leaders of the colony, and standing proudly among them were the human soldiers of Project Titan. Daniel Cross looked around, taking in the faces of the grateful aliens. He felt a deep pride. They had faced impossible odds, but together they had survived and won. Arva stepped forward and raised her hand for silence. "People of Vera 9, she began, her voice steady and full of emotion. "We have faced a darkness that threatened to destroy us all. But thanks to the courage of Earth's finest fighters and the bravery of our own people, we have survived. This victory is not just ours, but a promise." She turned toward Daniel and his team. "Earth has proven itself a true ally. Today, I offer a place for humanity in the Galactic Alliance, a place that has long been closed to your world. Together, we will stand stronger." The crowd cheered, voices rising in joy and hope. Daniel stepped forward, humbled by her words. "We did not come here seeking honor or reward. We came because it was right. The galaxy is a bigger place than Earth alone. We fight not just for ourselves, but for peace and friendship." Jade smiled, her cybernetic eyes reflecting the sunlight. "This is just the beginning." Omar rumbled, "I'm ready for whatever comes next." Lena nodded, "We'll train more, so Earth can protect not just itself, but others too." Bear laughed softly, "And maybe keep blowing up a few bad guys along the way." As the celebrations continued, Daniel pulled Arva aside. "What now?" "The Zarkon swarm is gone, but there are always more threats." Arva looked at the horizon. "Now we build. We train. We prepare for a future where humans and aliens stand side by side. I want you to help me train a new generation of soldiers, a force made of both our peoples, strong and united." Daniel smiled. "I'd like that." Turned into weeks, and the new alliance grew. Humans and Thalkar soldiers trained together, learning from each other's strengths. Earth's technology mixed with alien knowledge to create its powerful new weapons and defenses. The once broken colony transformed into a shining example of hope and cooperation. One evening, Daniel stood on the edge of a cliff looking up at the stars. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but also filled with possibilities. He thought of the battles they had fought, or the friends they had made, and the promise of a better future. A voice came beside him. "Queen Arva, you have done more than save a planet, Daniel. You have changed the course of history." He looked at her, gratitude shining in his eyes. "We did it together," she smiled softly. "Together." The stars twinkled above as if watching over this new alliance, and far beyond Veron 9 other worlds were beginning to take notice. The galaxy would never be the same again.